Hello students, welcome to AriserTalent. You know we are studying about the diversity in living organism. In my previous lecture, I told you about the kingdom Monera. Now we are going to talk about kingdom Protista. Okay, so if we talk about the kingdom Protista, then the organisms which are kept in this kingdom, they are generally unicellular and eukaryotic. Okay, and they are generally aquatic. They are found wherever there is water. Okay, so let's talk about the organisms which are found in the kingdom Protista. First of all, we must say that these are unicellular and eukaryotic organisms. So we can mention here these are unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Okay, these are unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Okay, and if we talk about their habitat, then generally they are aquatic. So let me mention here, they are aquatic. Okay, they are aquatic and they are found wherever there is water. So they are aquatic and found wherever there is water. Okay, as I told you that these are eukaryotic animals. Eukaryotic animals, then the cell structure will be distinct. Okay, because they have all the features of eukaryotic organisms. Means they have a well-developed nucleus. Okay, they must have the DNA and chromosomes which are enclosed by the nuclear envelope. Okay, so let me mention here the cell structure is eukaryotic. The cell structure is eukaryotic, and if we talk about the genetic material, then the genetic material is linear double-stranded DNA. Okay, and that DNA is complexed with the protein and then it is organized into the chromosomes. Okay, let me mention here the cell structure is eukaryotic, and if we talk about the genetic material, then genetic material is linear double-stranded DNA, double-stranded helical DNA. Okay, and this DNA is complexed with the protein, is complexed with protein and organized into chromosomes. Okay, and these chromosomes are enclosed with the nuclear envelope. These chromosomes are enclosed by nuclear envelope. This is the reason these are known as eukaryotic. Okay, these chromosomes are enclosed by nuclear envelope. If we talk about the protoplasm, then protoplasm is surrounded by the plasma membrane. Okay, let me mention inside the cell the protoplasm is enclosed by the plasma membrane. Okay, so let me mention here the protoplasm is surrounded by plasma membrane. Okay, so these are eukaryotic. Let me highlight it. These are eukaryotic, means genetic material is linear and double-stranded helical DNA, and it is complexed with protein, and then it is organized into the chromosomes, and these chromosomes are enclosed by the nuclear envelope. So this is the one feature of eukaryotic. Then if we talk about the another feature of eukaryotic, then we must say that they have membrane bound cell organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, plastids. Okay, so these membrane bound organelles are present in the cells. Okay, let me mention, they have, or the cell have membrane bound cell organelles, that is mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, okay, Golgi apparatus, etc. So this is all about the eukaryotic cell. Now if we talk about the mode of nutrition, then we can say the mode of nutrition may be autotrophic or heterotropic. Okay, let me mention here, if we talk about the mode of nutrition in the organisms of kingdom Protista, then the mode of nutrition is maybe autotrophic or heterotropic. Autotrophic or heterotropic. Okay, so we can understand that they can synthesize their own food. So if they can synthesize their own food, then they are autotrophic. But if they cannot synthesize their own food, then they get the food from the environment. Thus, they are heterotropic in nature. So here the organisms of kingdom Protista, which are unicellular and eukaryotic, they may be autotrophic or they may be heterotropic. Okay, and if they want to move from one place to another, then they use their pseudopodia or their flagella or their cilia. Fine, let me mention, they move from one place to another, by pseudopodia, flagella or cilia. Okay, so these are the characteristics of organisms which are found in kingdom Protista. Means they are generally unicellular, they are eukaryotic, and they are generally aquatic. They can be found wherever there is water. Okay, and if we talk about their cell structure, then cell structure is eukaryotic, and we must say that the protoplasm is surrounded by plasma membrane. And if we talk about the genetic material, then genetic material is linear, double-stranded helical DNA, which is complexed with the protein and organized into the chromosomes, and these chromosomes are enclosed by the nuclear envelope. Okay, so these are the characteristics of organisms of kingdom Protista. Now these were the general characteristics. Now I must say that these organisms are again divided into three groups. Okay, let me mention, these organisms are divided yes. So let me mention, these organisms are broadly divided into three groups. What are they? The Protistine algae, the Protistine algae, the slime molds, and Protozoa. Okay, so these are the three groups in which the organisms of kingdom Protista are divided. These are Protistine algae, the slime molds, and Protozoa. Okay, we can say Protozoa or Protozoan, Protist, because this is the group of this is the kingdom Protista. So we can say these are Protozoan, Protist. Okay, let me clear it. Protozoan, Protist. Okay, or Protista, you can mention Protozoan, Protista. So here we can say that the unicellular eukaryotic organisms of kingdom Protista are categorized or divided into three groups. These are Protistine algae, slime molds, and Protozoan, Protista. Now we are going to talk about them in the detail. First of all, we will talk about the Protistine algae. So generally if we talk about the Protistine algae, then these are mostly unicellular, eukaryotic, and found in the water. Okay, let me mention these are generally unicellular, eukaryotic. Okay, and they grow wherever there is water, and generally they cover the complete surface of water body. Okay, these are generally unicellular, eukaryotic. They grow and generally cover the surface of water body. They generally grow in water and cover the surface of water body. Okay, fine. And they move with the mercy of water current, because they cover the water surface, they cover the complete surface of water body, then they move with the mercy of water current. Okay, they move with the mercy of water current, and thus, as I told you, that they grow in the water and cover the complete surface of water body, then thus they are the great producers of aquatic ecosystem. Okay, so let me mention they are major producers of aquatic ecosystem. Okay, aquatic ecosystem. So if we talk about the organism of this group, then they may be Diatoms and Euglena. Examples are Diatoms and Euglena. Okay, so here we studied about the first group of the kingdom Protist, the animals or the organisms which are kept in the group Protista. Then they are Protistine algae. They are generally unicellular, eukaryotic, and found wherever there is water. So we can say they are aquatic. Okay, and they cover this complete surface of the water body and they move with the mercy of water current. Okay, and this is the reason they are known as major producers of aquatic ecosystem. So the organisms which come in this group are Diatoms and Euglena. Now we will talk about the second group, that is slime mold. Slime mold, actually they are the very interesting and peculiar organisms. Okay, because they have the qualities or they have the characteristics of both animals and fungi. Okay, let me mention. Next is slime mold. So this group of kingdom Protista includes the very interesting and peculiar organism. They include the very interesting and peculiar organisms. They have the features of both animals and fungi. They have features of both animals and fungi. Okay, so as I told you, they have the features of both animals and fungi. So if we talk about the vegetative part, then the vegetative part do not have cell wall. Okay, let me mention the vegetative part. The vegetative part do not possess cell wall. Okay, sometimes they are found as a protoplast, okay, a group of protoplast, or they are found as the aggregates of amoeba. Okay, let me mention they are found, or they either occur as a free living mass of protoplasm or aggregates of amoeba, or aggregates of amoeba. Okay, so these are the features of slime molds, because they have the features of both animals and fungi, and the vegetative part does not have or do not possess the cell wall, and they either can occur as a free living mass of protoplasm or aggregates of amoeba. So if we talk about the example, then the example of it is Pycerum. Okay, so this is all about the slime molds. Now we will talk about the protozoa. Okay. Okay, so here we studied about the two groups. Now we are going to talk about the third group, that is protozoa, or protozoan Protista. So here we are with the third group, that is protozoa. Okay, so if we talk about the protozoa, definitely they are unicellular and eukaryotic and found in water, because as I told you that in kingdom Protista the organisms are aquatic, they are generally found in the water. So let me mention about it, that protozoa, so these organisms are generally unicellular. These are unicellular, eukaryotic and found in water. Okay, and they may be vary in shape, size and forms. Okay, they may be vary in forms, shapes and size and symmetry. Okay, beside it, they may be uninucleate, binucleate or multinucleate. They may be uninucleate, binucleate or multinucleate. Okay, they may be uninucleate, binucleate or multinucleate. Sometimes what happens, sometimes the naked cell may be covered by the pellicle. Okay, so let me mention, sometimes or in some cases, sometimes naked cell may be covered by pellicle or cuticle. Okay, so these are the features of protozoa, that these are generally unicellular, eukaryotic, found in water. They may be very in form, shape and symmetry. Okay, they may be uninucleate, they may be binucleate, they may be multinucleate, and sometimes the naked cells may be covered by the pellicle or cuticle. Now, if we talk about the mode of nutrition of these protozoa, so they are holozoic in nature. Holozoic are what? Heterotropics, means they absorb the, so here as we are talking about the holozoics are the animals or the organism which absorb the dissolved food material in the water. Okay, so here as these are found in the water, so these protozoa are holozoic in nature, means they absorb the dissolved food in the water. Okay, let me mention the mode of nutrition is holozoic, and holozoic is type of heterotropic animals. Okay, these are heterotropic. So in the starting, when I told you about the features of organisms of kingdom Protista, that time itself I told you that these organisms may be autotrophic or heterotropic. So here these protozoa are holozoic, means they are heterotropic in nature, means they absorb the food material which is dissolved in the water. Okay, so example, if we talk about the example of these protozoa, then we can mention amoeba and paramecium. Amoeba and paramecium. Okay, so these are the three types of organisms of kingdom Protista. So let's recall whatever we have studied in this lecture. We have studied about the special features of the organisms of kingdom Protista. These are that first of all, these are unicellular, eukaryotic, and they are aquatic in nature. Okay, cell structure is eukaryotic, protoplasm is surrounded by plasma membrane, and if we talk about the genetic material, then the genetic material is linear and double-stranded helical DNA, which complexed with protein and is organized into the chromosome, and those chromosomes are enclosed by the nuclear membrane, and this is the feature of eukaryotes. Fine. Another feature of eukaryotic is that they have membrane bound cell organelles. So here, yes, these organisms which are the part of kingdom Protista, they have cell membrane bound cell organelles. Okay, and mode of nutrition is generally, it may be autotrophic or heterotropic, and if these organisms want to move from one place to another, then either they move with the help of pseudopodia. So here if we talk about protozoa, I gave you the example of amoeba and paramecium. So here it can move with its pseudopodia. Okay, so we can say that if they want to move from one place to another, means organisms of kingdom Protista want to move from one place to another, then they use their pseudopodia or their flagella or their cilia. Fine. So this is all about the kingdom Protista, which is divided into three groups: protistine algae, slime molds and protozoa. So hope everything is clear to you. Thank you.